Hey, 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 what's up, everybody?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Absolutely. We are so glad that you guys came to be a part of another episode of Let's Conversate with Josh and Sharon, where we're just real people.
Hey, dealing with real issues.
Absolutely. And that's all we deal with here on this show. We deal with the real life issues because we're just ordinary people dealing with these issues, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. So listen, whatever you're doing, stop and tell somebody
To tell somebody.
that Josh and Sharon is on.
Yes.
Hey, we're ready. We're ready. What's up?
Hey, nothing much.
Oh man, another day's journey.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. What we talking about today?
You ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
Hey, teamwork make the dream work.
Teamwork make the dream work. Oh man. Hey, listen. To all you couples out there, you all want to pay attention to this one right here. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I don't care how big of a star on the team, the star can't win it by itself.
Nah, he can't.
You know, when they, the Florida Gators played the other night, and the quarterback, AR-15, he showed out, and he was a superstar
Okay.
that particular night.
Okay.
But I don't care how big of a superstar he was, he couldn't have lined up against that opposing team by itself.
It had to be a team.
It was a team effort,
That's it.
right? So there's no big I.
And no little U's.
Yes. It's us.
It's us.
You think we're ready to tackle this?
Hey, let's go ahead and dive
All right,
in.
let's do it. All right, y'all, we're coming in at you live in effect. Listen. We're going to talk tonight about this teamwork thing, because teamwork is the dream work, right?
That's right.
Listen, I just don't understand. Help me understand. I always start off with these shows with I don't understand, don't I?
Yeah, but you understand.
But I understand. I guess it's just a figure of speech, right?
Yes, it is. It is.
So y'all help me understand why when people get together
Mm-hmm.
and they have dreams to do things, right?
Yeah.
And everything seems like it start off good,
Mm-hmm.
going in the right direction. But something happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
To where one ends up pulling this way and the other one ends up pulling this way when they should be going together laterally, right?
Yes.
To make the common goal come true, right? For
Yeah.
what they had set out to do from the beginning.
That's correct.
And then if we're a team,
Mm-hmm.
help me out with this thing now. If we're a team,
Yes.
then everything that we should be doing together, we should be on one accord.
We should be on one accord. I agree.
Right. But there are times when couples do things together, everything seems to be going good at a point, but then there becomes a point where it seems like it'd be a pull.
Okay.
Right. Well, not in everybody. Some people can work together just fine, never
Mhm.
have no issues. But there are a few people out there that I'm sure we can reach today, and just having this conversation. Because listen, you guys, we're just having the conversation. And we don't have all the answers.
No, we don't.
We don't even act like we have all the answers. But we know somebody that got the answers, and that's Christ Jesus. But, we just want to talk about this teamwork.
Okay. Yeah.
Because teamwork is a dream work.
That's right.
And it's too often that, you have the bigger eyes that's trying to control the little U's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That happens, right?
It happens.
Somebody that seems like they just think they know more, or they just got it all together and they got all the answers and everything, and they lead the team to failure versus success. Or they cause a team to be delayed in achieving what they set out to achieve because the superstar or want to be superstar or trying to be superstar
want to do their own thing,
doing their own thing and not being a team player.
Team. Yeah.
None in any team, anything that you do, anything that you and mind you, now we're not talking about sports teams, even though I lay it out that way, just to give you guys a understanding where we were trying to go with this by talking about teams, but we're actually talking about partnerships.
Yeah.
so to speak. Business partners, relationships. Even in your relationships, especially with your spouse, you should handle it like a team.
That's right.
Not that I'm the man, you just do what I tell you to do, or this is the way it is. And, rah, rah, rah.
Oh.
You got some of the men out there, they're the rah, rah, rah men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the man.
Well, they say my way or no way.
My man. Yeah, some I'm serious. Some guys act like they married their wives or whatever the case may be, and their wives are their children. Or some women marry their husbands and act like their husbands are their sons.
Oh, wow.
They boss them around and stuff like that. Y'all remember when you were dating? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
You were dating. Remember when you were dating?
Yeah.
Who you were dating?
You.
Oh. You remember when you were dating, right? and you're dating,
the dating stage.
Yeah, you had big plans.
Had
y'all
big
talk
plans.
about different things. Y'all sit there, in the car all night
Mm-hmm.
under the moonlight.
Uh-huh. Disgusting.
We used to be on a motorcycle though, didn't we?
Yeah, we used to ride on the motorcycle.
I had a motorcycle and we used to be on the back of the bike ride.
Howl in the wind.
All in the wind. But you remember when you were dating and you had plans?
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna do this here. We're gonna build a house, and we're gonna start a business, and we're gonna do this. And y'all just talk things through, and there was never no bad vibes, and everything was just like, oh man, it was just like the dream.
It was the dream.
It was the dream,
mm-hmm.
right? But then when you came together as a team, somewhere along the line, the dream was a dream still, but the teamwork wasn't teamwork to the point that would lead you to making the dream work.
Okay.
All right. Let me break that down.
Break it down for me.
Break it down. When you were dating,
mm-hmm.
you had big plans.
Big plans.
You was gonna do this, you were gonna do that, do this, do that, do that. That and this, do that and that and that and this, do that, that. That and this and that and do that and that and this, right?
I got you.
And then when you got married, other things started happening, bills started happening, stuff started getting real. Y'all got settled in with each other. You know what I mean? He began to be, working and stressed out. You working stressed out. I don't know if children came involved or whatever the case may be. And things seemed like they weren't going to plan or how y'all visualize it were going. It could be going, but you just don't see it as going. It might be just going at a slower pace than you wanted it to go. And then frustration begins to set in. Right?
Yeah.
Frustration begins to set in, and then that thing called patience begin to leave. Right?
Yeah.
Patience begin to pack up and leave out the door, and then patience didn't stay around too long. Then after a while, everything started to be agitating and annoying and stuff like that. And after a while, y'all forgot about the dream.
All right.
Or you tried to reach the dream without being a team.
Wow.
Right? You know what I mean? Arguing, went back and forth one another, even some people started despising one another and stuff like that, but still try. How could you argue every day? You tell me this. How could you argue every day, fuss every day with one another, and still say that y'all gonna spend the rest of y'all lives together? What kind of life that's gonna be?
It's not healthy. Until you get to a common ground, then you won't be able to move forth because it's gonna be.
But I think differently than that. I think you all should have had a common ground
in the beginning, right?
Right. And I think there was a common ground in the beginning because that's why y'all spent those nights up under the moon on the back of the bike and all that stuff like that, planning for the future and stuff like that. Now, mind you, it might not be all together for as, spelled out exactly what it's going to take to do this verbatim, but you had a common goal. Mm-hmm. And when you had a common goal, it seemed like at some point for some people, they lost their way to get to that common goal because they seemed like they started pulling like a rubber band, away from each other and stretching that band away from each other, and that band is at a tension right now, and it's almost ready to pop for some people. But I guess what I'm trying to get at, I guess, is how we bring people back together,
Yeah. How do
to
you?
bring the tension from that rubber band and bring them back together, right?
Yeah.
Pull that tension off that relationship and get folk back on the right path to reach the dream.
First, start with communication. You gotta
Communication is key.
communicate.
But you got some people that they communicate by way of arguing and fussing and disagreeing. A relationship is not going to last, and nothing good is going to come out of a relationship where folks just arguing at each other's throat all the time, 24/7, right?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, they got to get back focused on the dating stages. That's what I'm trying to lead this conversation to.
Okay.
If
Well,
y'all
then you
let
have
me.
then start back. Okay, if it's that much tension or frustration, start dating your spouse again. Some people, like when they get married, they stop doing the things that they used to do prior to them getting married.
Absolutely,
Right?
I agree, and that's the biggest
They
focus.
don't date anymore. Um, they don't
Absolutely.
even spend time.
Absolutely. Sometimes when you're trying to build things and you're trying to build businesses or you're trying to build careers and you're trying to reach certain financial goals or whatever the case may be, and everything seems rubber band tight at a tension where it's about to pop. Sometimes you got to back off that stuff, and like you just stated, I mean that was wonderfully stated, that you got to start dating each other again. And I think a lot of people in their relationships, they forget about dating each other, and
Mhm.
they're too busy on trying to accomplish this, accomplish this. Let me tell you something. You in this world, you never will have enough.
Yeah.
You never will have enough. I don't care how much you work. I got to get this go. I got to get this go. Once I get here, we get here. We get here. It don't matter. Every time you get to a level, you're gonna feel like you need to get to another level. And when you get to that level, you're gonna feel like you need to get to another level. And it's just an ongoing
It's an
thing,
ongoing process.
right? So you never be happy. Money never makes nobody happy. I don't think money makes you happy.
No,
Money brings more problems. The more money you have, the more
the more
problems you
problems.
have. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I know somebody say, "Oh, he got that from who did that? Puff Daddy them did. I think the
Yeah.
more money, more problem." But it's a true statement.
It is.
The more money, the more problem. I care. The bigger your wallet is, the bigger your bills is, because the bigger your life and the bigger the things you want. So it don't really matter how much money you have. If you have a partner, a significant other, it's teamwork.
It is
Just like
teamwork.
those sports teams, if they really want to win that championship, they're gonna come together and they're gonna work together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it ain't gonna be no just two individuals. I don't care if you only know, the running back name. I don't care if you only know the quarterback name and the head coach name. You don't know one of the wide receivers name, and you don't know nobody else's name. Those certain individuals is not going to be able to do it without the rest of that team being involved. It's everybody has their role. So even in a relationship, even in your marriage, or your business or whatever you have, where you have a partner, you know it's gonna take both of y'all, because each one of y'all supposed to have y'all
Yeah.
roles
Coming
that
together.
y'all do absolutely, and keep it unified. And one thing you talked about was very important, was communication. You got to have communication.
You have to.
If you don't have communication, if you're not talking to each other instead of yelling at each other, always putting one another down, saying using vulgar language with each other, that makes people draw away from you. That makes
Yeah.
people don't
Make
want
you
to
want to
work
be
with
around you.
you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And your vision will never come to pass, because you can't get along with nobody.
That's
You
right.
can't get if you can't get along with your significant other, the one that you go to bed with every day, you ain't gonna get along much with nobody else.
That's true. That's
You know,
true.
if y'all can't get along, why y'all together?
Thank you for tuning in to today's podcast with Let's Conversate with Josh and Sharon. They truly appreciate your support. Thank you for following them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, subscribing to their YouTube channel. If you would like to make a contribution towards the podcast to further its reach, please feel free to do so with Cashapp, $ Let's Conversate. Again, thank you for watching Let's Conversate with Josh and Sharon. Back to today's podcast.
Hey.
All right, why y'all trying to be partners? I don't know. Somebody help me understand that. You got to be able to get along.
Yeah, you have to.
Absolutely. And make that partnership work. Stay focused. Because listen, the devil is cunning.
Yes, he is.
And he always trying to creep in, and he's always, he's a roaring lion. He's roaring to and fro, seeking whom he may devour all the time. He always find his self in the mix of something. You know what I mean? And, he's always in the mix. He was in the mix of the angels when they was coming to God. He was roaming to and fro, and God asked him, "What was he doing? What you going?" And he said, "Roaming to and fro. So he gonna may devour." He after somebody. God, you consider my servant Job? He said, "You won't let me have Job." You know, and what about you? God might say, "You consider my servant Sharon? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you consider my servant Josh. You should consider my servant, you know, um, allowing to, come into your life because you think you got it all together. You don't. And one thing we got to get back to is involving God in everything.
That's it.
Acknowledge Him
making God the center of it all.
Absolutely, and acknowledge Him in all our ways.
That's right.
Everything we do. So, if you want a good team, if you want a winning team.
That's right.
Now that would go right there.
Ooh.
If you want a winning team,
yeah,
it's always got to be a three-way partnership.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It can never just be you and I.
Nah, we gotta have Jesus in it.
Right. We would never get nothing done.
No.
Right. And I think that's thank you, Holy Ghost.
All right, bring it.
That could be the problem right there in a lot of situations, that because you wonder why y'all always at odds, y'all not getting along, and it's always seems that rubber band tension going on. It's probably because you ain't invited God into it. It's just you and her, or you and your significant other, one, trying to figure out things, and life still happening, evolving around you and stuff like that. You got other situations, and one day he might have something else on his mind, she might have something on his mind, but y'all trying to get this thing done because y'all got a business together. I got a moving company. Y'all might have a lawn service. Y'all might have a trucking business. You might have a ministry. You might have, various things together that you're trying to do and accomplish in life. And you wonder why it ain't working because you ain't center God in it.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So, and then once you really center God in, then God will direct your path.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
And He'll make things easier. So listen, the devil still is going to come and attack, and he's still going to come to roaring and seeking if he could devour you or not. But when you got God in it, He's more than the world against you.
That's right.
And
you got to understand when it's a team, you got to know who you're fighting. You're not fighting your significant other.
Mm-hmm. You're fighting, powers of darkness.
Yeah.
But and some people's mind, they fighting. They wondering why they fighting against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, why we can't get home? Why we it ain't you. It ain't me. It's because we ain't got the centerpiece.
The center. Wow. Yeah.
We ain't got the head of the corner. The chief of the corner.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We ain't got the cornerstone in it.
All right. Mm-hmm.
And then once you bring God in it, then he's that navigation system, right?
That's right.
That navigates you along your path.
Yeah.
Way to go, right? And God sees everything that's along your path. He's that navigation system. He knows your beginning and He knows your destination, right? Where you're trying to get to. And then all you know is that you're traveling the route to get there. But He already seen over here on Obstacle Street that there's an obstacle in your way that you're going to have to detour and get around that obstacle. But you don't know that obstacle there until you get there and get alerted that, hey, there's a detour you have to take, or, and go around this way to avoid this obstacle. But when you don't have the navigation system, you're just driving in the blind, and you're thinking that you are able to do it under your powers and your powers alone. Then you run into these obstacles, and that's what brings the frustration.
That's right.
That's what brings the finger pointing and the blame. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have just did it the way I told you to do it, we wouldn't even have any problems.
Yeah, if you would have put Jesus as the center.
Absolutely. Then we wouldn't have any problems. That's a good one. Good one. So it's very important that anything you're doing, when you're doing, even in just marriages or or businesses, you got to center God in it, and that's what it's for us, to keep God at the focal point. And you keep God at the focal point, that He'll lead you and guide you into all truth, right? I don't want to be, trying to partner up with nobody and being bitter and angry all the time. I want to laugh. I want to enjoy my moments, and enjoy doing what I do. And I'm sure you do too, right?
Yeah.
You want to enjoy your moments, enjoy doing
That's
what
right.
you do, without the anger, without the frustration all the time, So therefore, community, you said it earlier, communication is best.
Yes, it is.
But with communication being best, you have to hear one another.
That's right.
Because sometimes we don't hear each other.
No over talking one another.
Right.
Hear them through.
So busy trying to push your point.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to hear nobody else's point. And that's not teamwork.
It's not.
Teamwork is what?
The dream work.
Absolutely. It makes the dream work. When you got teamwork, your dream will work. If you got teamwork, the dream that you had, it will work. But when you have no teamwork, your dream won't work. It's just what it is, right?
You right.
Why are you laughing? I'm rhyming, ain't it? I'm just putting it together. How it coming to me. I'm putting it together, y'all. How it come to me, All right, it's time for these shout outs once again. Listen, if you're in the Orlando area, New Chief Cornerstone. They are located at 820 South Park Avenue, Winter Garden, Florida, under the leadership of Dr. Clarita M. James and Pastor Norman James. If you're in that Orlando area and you need a church to attend, stop in. Tell them Josh and Sharon sent you. Also, Christ the Redeemer Ministry, 4721 East Moody Boulevard, Palm Coast, Florida, under the leadership of Apostle Robert and Betty Davenport. Listen, stop in. If you're in the Palm Coast area, see Pastor Davenport. Listen, if you want to church, here in Tennessee, the Church of Churches. Yes, that is none other than New Hope Church of God in Christ, 303 South University Street, under the leadership of Pastor Anthony and Lady Graham. This is a church of churches where you can clap your hands, stomp your feet. Come on to New Hope. Yes, New Hope. Also, we want to just thank everybody that supports us, that always show love to this podcast. We thank you wherever you are. It means the world to us. So keep liking, subscribing, and sharing. All right. I'm trying to help somebody.
Hey, help us.
Listen, we ain't got all the answers.
No, we don't.
And I don't even try to have all the answers. Right? We're just real people
dealing with real issues.
That's it. We common people, y'all. We get these topics and we talk about them. When we never come at the topics as if we have all the answers.
No.
We just like to just shed light on this stuff because these are things that people deal with on a day-to-day basis.
That's right.
People always dealing with this stuff, like there are spouses out there that try to do things together and they was good when they was in their dating stages, but then once they tied the knot, it seemed like stuff just fell apart, right?
Yeah.
One might say, well, if I'd have known you were like this right here, I wouldn't even never marry. And you knew exactly how that joker was when you married. You knew. You're trying to act
like they ain't know.
Yeah. I knew it. I went and did it. No, the problem is you need to send a God in it. If we send a God in it and put him first and acknowledge him in all our ways, and then marriage will be easier. Do that mean you won't have tests and trials? No, it don't mean that. You're going to have tests and trials.
Yes.
But you'll be able to get through them better because you and your spouse, your significant other, or your partner will have a better understanding of each other.
That's right.
And y'all both will be seeing clearly the vision.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's before you all. And you all be such working in unity together that no matter what goes, what wind may blow, what devil from hell may come, nothing will be able to offset you from the path that you're on because y'all working together.
That's
y'all
right.
got an open line of communication.
Yeah.
Y'all respect each other's opinions, each other's thoughts, or whatever the case may be. Y'all seek each other for advice. And number one, you got who?
Jesus.
And he's in the center. Absolutely. And when you got him in the center, you can't go wrong.
No, you can't.
You can't. And because he's in the center, that doesn't mean stuff ain't going to come up. All right. He was in the center of it when the winds begin to blow and the flood began to come over the boat, and the fishermen, they got frightened, and Jesus was down there laying on the pillow, sleep. Then he got up because they was afraid and all the noise and stuff that was going on. And he calmed the winds and everything because
they obeyed.
And then the winds and stuff obeyed him because, you know, he was at the center of it. He was there.
Yeah.
And if you bring him in your relationships and you put him there,
yes,
you know, when the storms and the winds come
raging,
right? Because he's there, that doesn't mean the storm and the winds are not going to rage, right? They're going to still rage, but because you got him there, and you got faith in the plan that he has for your life, and the path that he has you all on, because of that. When the storm rage and when the winds blow and the rains descend down upon your house, it will stand the test of time. Your marriage, your relationship will stand the test of time when you got Christ at the center of it. And then you will be able to see the dream work.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just trying to tell the truth about it. You know, I ain't trying to go too deep. I'm just being who I am, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Put it together.
That's right.
Be a team, good team.
A good team.
A good team communicate.
Yes.
A good team respect each other.
Definitely.
A good team seeks each other opinions and advice.
Yes.
A good team doesn't disrespect.
No.
A good team has Christ at the center.
As the center.
Did I preach it?
Oh yeah, you took it home.
All right, now I brought it home. So if you do this, you know, and you ain't got to necessarily be no business owners.
No, you don't.
These methods is just good enough just for your everyday relationship.
That's right. That's right.
Your marriage.
Yes.
You know, this is good enough just for your marriage to work. You know, respect one another. Hear each other out. Stop
all that fussing.
Anger. You get married for and y'all always angry with each other. And you know, y'all how you plan to spend the rest of your life with somebody, and you know, and then every time you look around, y'all angry, feuding. I'm drinking a lot of water today on this show. Feuding with one another. But you keep Christ at the center. I promise you, it'll work out just fine.
Yes, it will.
Keep him at the center. And it will work out just fine. And you would find yourself being more effective communicators. You'll be more effective in love and kindness. And it's like contagious, you know, because once you get that together, you know, you get your foundation together between one another, then it spreads abroad, you know, to other areas of your life, you know, on your job and with your friends and your loved ones and places you go and your household, the worship and everything. All this stuff that we come across in our life, if we get our foundation together where it starts at home, right? Because if we ain't together at home, then we can't do nothing for nobody else out there.
That's right. That's right.
You know, we'll just be a hot mess.
Ooh.
So teamwork again
makes the dream work.
Absolutely, y'all. Listen, y'all, I'm just telling y'all the truth about this thing. If you're gonna make something happen, you got to come together as a team. Stop being mean and stop being aggressive to one another. Be kind.
That's right.
Loving. Caring. Huh? No, you didn't on this camera. Have some fun. You remember y'all used to have that fun when you were dating?
Yeah.
The fun. Now you don't want to have fun no more.
Keep it going.
You're bored as you can be. Boring self.
Now you got to keep it spicy.
Absolutely. But don't forget, you guys, we got to get up out of here. Y'all better remember that teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
Y'all hear what I'm telling about? Keep it together. Love on one another. Respect one another. Most importantly, hear what one another has to say. Stop talking so much and listen more. Stop talking so much. Listen more. Be swift to hear and slow to speak. We got to get out of here. But until next time, tell somebody
to tell somebody
that Josh and Sharon is on. Until then, deuces.